Okay. Welcome back to the Bleach Wiki podcast. We're back for chapter 628, the New World Orders, which was very amusing to read. I'm Zil.
Sal.
Son.
The other guy.
And we're the Blues Brothers.
Or as Sal called him today, what was it? A normal user? Damn, I couldn't see it. Sorry.
A normie.
Average user.
Average.
Yeah.
A typical.
Yeah.
Average.
Yeah, Future, you're par for the course. Gosh, now you're great. Anyway, so, I guess we're gonna talk about, why Geovoc's, architecture skills this time, so.
Was that not what we were talking about last time? Sorry.
Well, last time it was just like, I'm gonna move a city from here to there, and now it's like, I'm gonna make a thing. He's growing up. Anyway, so.
See a need, feel a need.
Yeah, so.
With two penises.
Two penises.
Sorry.
Two penises.
Chaz and Orihime.
Chaz and Orihime.
I was beating on Orihime last night.
I feel so left out, but I'll be here for the answers this time. So.
Yeah, which I should probably go get quit. I have had a busy week. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway,
by the way,
so. Huh?
By the way, I actually went ahead and found some questions. So.
Oh boy.
Can you screenshot them and send them to me, or?
No, I can't. I don't think I can.
Okay, that's okay. I'll search for them. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Chapter 628.
Yeah. Bestie, do we argue a lot? That is a good question. All right. Anyway, 628. I'm trying to think of like how to condense the events that happened. I think there were like 5 things this time. So first, the Gotai are finally in the Royal Realm, and reaction shots.
As usual.
As usual. So nothing really like interesting in the first 3 pages beyond, because it was basically like a summary of, so here's what Bach did, this is what we think of it, and also stuff. But what I did find interesting was the new layout of the palace, the fact that Bach reshaped it by connecting the 5 cities to the main thing in order to make it a Quincy Zyken, which was actually, I actually thought it was pretty cool. Like, I never thought he was going to do that, but, you know, it was pretty cool to see. I don't know. What do you guys think about this whole like layout thing going on?
It just looks so familiar though. It's like, I don't know. Like, where's Silburn? I want to know where Silburn is.
Silburn is on top of the tower.
Is it?
It is.
Did I miss this? I need to see this.
Yes. Yeah. Page 14. Very top. It's very small now, so you can tell.
Numbers?
Reading. Also the fact that Manga Panda like fixed their or like reverted their like chapter viewer halfway through me reading it, so I got a good shot of the numbers after that, but
Right,
yeah.
Okay, let me see. So it's at the top. Where's the top?
The very top.
Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. Penis shot. Nope, that's a tar. Oh, I see it. I saw it, bitch. Right, okay, I got it.
Right.
You're not having for me anymore.
Okay,
so Harabell's up
I
there.
don't know.
That's where Harabell is.
Theoretically, yes.
Well, it's not really theoretically.
Yeah,
He
and
was in Silburn.
Well, like, I don't... Yeah, assuming she's still alive.
Assuming she's still okay.
know,
Her
like,
dead body's up there. Her body's up there, in a state of either dead or alive.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna go save her because she is Princess Peach.
Oh yeah, it's not Bleach without a damsel in distress that needs saving.
Yeah, that's what this arc has been about: saving Harabell, saving Private Harabell.
I'm
Alright,
only joking. Sorry.
Sal, Future, what do you think of this, the Zyken Palace?
I thought it looked pretty sweet, honestly. Thought it was a real clever touch, making it
Gee.
look like that.
I mean, well, everyone says it looks like Minas Tirith. Am I not the only? I'm not the only one that thought that.
Minas Tirith. Is that a Lord of the Rings thing?
Blasphemy!
What?
Blasphemy! Blasphemy!
Wow.
My brain is very foggy when it comes to
Wow.
fictional
You can
worlds.
remember what piece things he's on, but Lord,
Yeah, because I read it like yesterday, but this Minas Tirith I think I saw several years ago, if I ever did. I don't like what is Minas Tirith? Just remind me, please.
It's the White City. Duh.
Duh.
With the white.
Minas Tirith means what? What is it called? Was it Tower of the Citadel?
Something like that.
It's a Tower of the Citadel, and basically it's a city. It's pretty much the only serious city in all of Middle Earth.
Yeah.
At least for humans anyway. And
Right.
basically it exists as 7 tiers. And
I get it.
going the edge of,
Minas
like, a mighty
Tirith
hand.
or whatever. All right.
No, not really
No?
like that, but it exists as
Oh,
7
fine,
tiers, and at the top is the House of the King, and where
The
he
white
or
tree.
yeah, I mean so
Oh,
the
I
white
get what you're
tree
talking
is
about.
there, and the courtyard of the king and everything like that. That's all at the top.
Right.
And
Okay, so
maybe if you only I don't know, watched any of the award-winning Peter Jackson movies, you would know this.
Or
I
the
don't
last
remember a
one that
lot
won,
of
what,
Lord of the
11
Rings.
awards?
Yeah,
11?
whatever. Anyway, so you're saying like the entire palace looks like that, or saying the tower looks like that? The tower
No,
that-
what it
They
is
built the big
it's
thing.
reminiscent of that. Obviously, what the tower looks like is something similar to that. Obviously, it's not the exact same thing because the
Okay.
tower is a lot bigger. Minas Tirith is more laid out as
Yeah, it's built into the side of a mountain.
a half circle kind of. So yeah, it's more laid out. It's wider, and it's laid out more like a half circle, and it's built into the side of a mountain with a piece of the mountain jutting out like a cliff and stuff
Cliff
like that.
head
So it
down.
runs down the entire center of the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's not exactly like that, but the concept is pretty similar. And it's funny that you mentioned that because when I looked at it, I said it looked like something, and I couldn't put my finger on what it was. And I'm like, oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anyway. So that was
Then that
cool.
I always like the Tower of Kirzungo.
Then 2 pages of or 3 pages of Ichigo and his friends, envisioning what Yushiro actually looks like, which was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I like it when it returns a bit of the humor. That was quite funny, yeah. Like the humor in the last chapter just was not funny. Well,
Oh,
the
like-
attempted humor in the last chapter, I suppose.
Like the translations for what for what Yushiro would sound like different between the 2 sites, but Manga Panda was like I am Lord of the Shihoan House, bow before me, and then Mongshin was like, my Hakuda is second to none. And you would think that like someone as strong as Uruchi would have a brother who's just like this muscle-bound Hulk, but no, it's
Why?
really-
She's
really, he
not,
looks even
she's
bigger
not
than
Well,
very
no,
good.
that was their interpretation.
Yeah, well,
of
I know,
what
but
her
like
brother was. And it was just
because
she's
she's so
no.
tough. Yeah, because she's
Yeah.
so tough. That's
And then
'cause,
it's
She's
like,
cat.
like, no.
yeah, no, a cat with
Yeah,
his own Pakto.
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't know why
like-
they assume they have Sanpakto. We haven't even seen her Sanpakto yet.
I know, but like, it was still so funny. Alright, so that was short. That's like the last we saw of them. But anyway, back to the Gotai. So apparently, Bach was smart enough to screw up the reishi concentration in the Royal Realm. So now they can't use Shanpo, or at the very least, they can't create footholds in midair, so they can't walk on air.
So they have to climb
And-
the tower.
Yeah, they
which
got a
does
lock.
not explain why they couldn't have done that previously.
Yeah, I know, Sal. Shush.
And as I pointed out when you made that point, I was like, well, it doesn't necessarily mean they can't. It just means it's more the atmosphere is more geared towards Quincy now. So it doesn't mean that they can't, because Quincy could operate in the
Was
Shinigami's world and the Waking Mundo just fine.
wasn't it always
So,
like really geared towards them anyway? Weren't they just able to go here? I'll just heal
well,
myself.
I think because, well, no, because remember that the Shinigami's power comes internally, whereas Quincy's powers predominantly come from outside of themselves.
Yeah, I know,
And
but I mean, yeah,
unless
okay.
they're using Scalavia or whatever and stuff like that, Reshi domination is not something that they usually use on the regular basis or have fine control over. It's usually very subtle and basic. So now it seems that the area has been saturated with something more akin to something that they can work with, as opposed to, say, Soul Society, which, yeah, they can operate there and it's a lot richer than, say, the human world. But at the same time, it is not really geared towards them. I mean, remember when they went to Soul Society arc, when Ishida was fighting, Mayuri and everything like that. When he used the Quincy final form, it started like taking, from
Particles,
the
yeah.
particles from the buildings and stuff like that, in order for him to use his abilities. Before he used that form, he wasn't capable of doing that, but he was capable of making the bow and so forth and so on. So, I mean, they could do subtle things like that, but more aggressive, advanced things they weren't really capable of doing, because while they can manipulate those things, the atmosphere, the area wasn't geared towards them.
Yeah.
Now it is geared toward them. The very fact that Bach can manipulate the very thing, everything, when previously he couldn't, is kind of reflective of that. Because I don't even think if he used Scalavi or anything like that, I don't think it would have the exact same effect, because they can't create on that level.
Yeah.
Their stuff is usually geared towards weapons and things like that. So I wouldn't say that the Shinigami aren't capable of doing certain. I mean, maybe not standing in the air or nothing like that, but as far as everything else, I think it's pretty much kind of like how Zaraki handles everything. It's like a learning curve.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Of course, as long as they all don't run around with
Hopefully
bells
this
in their
arc
head.
won't take much longer, that we have to sit here for like 2 years while everybody gets a learning curve.
Oh yeah. So
'Cause I
maybe,
don't
so you're
think-
saying that maybe like they might have to just get used to it before they can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. See, the thing is, they don't rely on manipulation of spirit particles in the way that Quincy do. Their stuff is internally, so
Yeah.
they just got to get used to the atmosphere, their surroundings and stuff like that, and know that everything, because everything in Soul Society is basically geared towards the way that they live. Now it's a little bit different, so they have to be a little bit more conscious about that. So maybe using keto probably isn't going to be as effective, because you don't know how the atmosphere is affected by that and stuff like that. Or maybe if they use keto, then the Quincy
It
can
might be
just like,
more powerful.
yeah, or it might be more powerful, or the Quincy could just dash it all together, because the realm reflects them now, or
Yeah.
their capabilities. The one thing that hasn't changed though is that with all the empowerment and everything like that, the Quincy are still by and large humans, empowered humans, or what's left of the Quincy, empowered humans. But then the question I have is, well, I mean, somebody brought up, I don't know whether it was you, Zill, or somebody else, had brought
What?
up the fact that, there's a numbers issue here. The Shinigami have more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
And
that was probably me, and
and
everyone else who ever read this manga.
yeah, and I'm just like, well, and then somebody had said, oh, that means he's gonna bring back the Quincy, the Sternritter. I'm like, I don't know if that's what that means, because they've had their shot. That's kind of like redundant. My best guess is, I guess the way that Bach's mind works is that he figured he's all powerful, he's unstoppable, he can see everything, blah 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 blah. So he's not really going to be concerned about them. And as far as handling them is concerned, he's going to leave that to his elite guard, which he's empowered probably to the point where he feels that they probably can handle the situation, even numbering only 4. I don't
Yeah,
know that
I
that's going to
wanna.
be the case though.
I'm quite eager to see who they pair up. I hope it's good. Like, I hope actually that. No, I don't know. No, I don't know. Actually, no, I
But then
take
at
that
the
back.
same time, I don't see every member of the Go to 13 fighting. I think there's going to be a situation here of people who are going to be offensive and people who are going to be playing supportive roles, and possibly people who are going to be doing something entirely separate. And the reason why I say that is because, it doesn't seem likely that you should bring all these people to the situation when, I mean, they got Centauro and Kion, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing there? Why would they leave Ugatake and come up? That doesn't even make any sense. Like,
Yeah,
Uh,
it seems a bit out of character for them. Yeah, I'll admit
yeah,
that.
like
Yeah.
why would they even leave him? They would never do that. So it's kind of weird that that's even
well, what
happening.
what what if he dead?
What's the point of Yuichi's
No.
brother showing up there unless, they're going to be like, form of water, form of dolphin, you Wonder Teens powers activate. Like, I don't.
Right. Well,
I, I, I actually I actually have a feeling about that. Like
Form of
when
sorry.
when they were having like the little conversation where they were sensing each other or something, I just had a feeling like I don't know, like they have that thing in movies where they have two people or something who need to meet up, and then like one of them, like soon after they meet up, one of them dies or something. Like I don't know, that's what I think might happen there.
I don't
Like,
think that's
real
what happened.
wacky,
I think
wacky
it's
ass
more
Yeah.
like
sitcom.
I think it's more like Nissan brother, Nissan brother, and they finally like embrace.
Oni-chan.
and as soon as that happens, Lele or something comes in and just
You ever
blasts
see
them.
that situation where somebody's like running across the airport terminal and they're calling each other's name and they're running?
Then they get hit by a plane. Oh yeah,
Or
Final
something
Destination
like.
every time. I was. Oh shit! I had something to say about like. Oh yeah, why Yeshua there. They might need him to like. They might need his help in controlling the armor that they're talking about. Because remember, Urahara's like, okay, to make this doorway, we need this pedestal. We need all that energy that was in like the rifts in the human
Yeah,
world.
you know what? Now
Oh,
that you say that, I actually think something about that. I find it interesting that the Shioen are the ones that guard the heavenly objects, and then I start to wonder exactly, besides open up a freaking doorway, which is not even the purpose of that, what role are these objects going to play? Because they seem to have, a central aspect based on the fact that they've been mentioned more than once, and they're highly, I mean, I think a while ago it was kind of stated that the noble families have particular purposes,
I want to know what the other
and
noble families do or.
yeah, that's a misstep on Kubo's part as well, but it's quite apparent that the 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 Shioans, they have access to all these
They're like the
artifacts.
archaeologists.
They have these
Indiana
artifacts,
Jones.
and then of course they also have pretty much control over the Amitsukudo. And then Byakuya, I mean, the Kuchikis, I mean, it's never really said what they do, but actually it was said in the anime. And I
Well,
mean, I believe that's what they do because there's no, I mean, as our rules go, um, even if it's say in an anime, even if it's filler, if there's nothing to counter that, then it's more than likely, possibility that's true. And in that situation, they said that they're the ones that guard. What is it? They guard the Soul Society's history.
Uh, I think so.
Something about
That
them
sounds
The
having
records
I'll
of
look
the
it up.
history.
I'll look it up.
something about them having
sounds
records.
correct. Yeah,
Yes.
that sounds right actually.
Something about them having records and stuff like that, and who knows what the other two are or do or who their members are. But then you have the Shiva, which I find very interesting that they were once nobles. They got kicked out for whatever reason. Nobody talks about it. Nobody explains it. But
okay, so you were right there, guarded with the protecting the history of the Soul Society. So
yeah.
that is what they do.
And then, but the interesting thing is that the Royal Guard only have one way to get down, but they don't have no way to get back up. But they go and visit what's her name, in order to shoot them back up to the thing. I said, that's really odd that she just happens to have the one thing necessary to shoot them back up into the daggone sky. They have no other way of getting back. Like,
Yeah, they have not invented rockets yet, not in Soul Society. All they have is cannons. Like an archaic bastards. So
Well, they do live in a feudal area. Yeah, well, what looks like one.
feudal.
Feudal area.
oh, wait.
Feudal area.
Let us step on that situation for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
There was a user. I'm not gonna mention
Oh
names.
boy.
Oh god,
Oh,
we're not mentioning
boy.
names, please. I took me ages to crop.
Boy, here we go.
There was a user who said that this storyline takes place the Soul Society takes place during the feudal era. No. Inuyasha takes place during the feudal era. Soul Society is based on the feudal era.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
take place because
That's
that
why
wouldn't
they
make
have
any
guns.
sense. It would not make any sense. It logically it does not make any sense. That would mean that deceased souls, Shinigami, power, whatever, soul reapers, leave Soul Society in the past to come to the present time, their future, in order to perform soul burial on dead souls and send them back into the past. And to do so, they open up a gateway, a Sekimon, in order to travel time and space to get there, in order to perpetuate the will of life involving in the Eastern philosophies of, reincarnation. First of all, it's a spatial issue. Soul Society and the human world are separated by dimensional space, not time. The other thing, the dimensional space issue, that makes sense. The space-time continuum, that shit don't make no sense. Just point that.
I mean, don't you all remember when the Shogun of feudal Japan nuked his enemies with a giant Bankai? I mean, wasn't that the turning point in the era?
Oh yeah, that's totally hard. That's how Ieyasu became shogun.
Well, I mean, by those standards, when you die, you're going back to, the Wild West. So
Yeah.
Does that mean
we get to live with
British
gunfighting and dysentery. Ooh, it's gonna be wonderful.
Oh, we're gonna live in fucking Oregon Trail. Oh, my favorite.
Oh god, I'm gonna go back to Irish rebels. Great.
Right.
Yeah. That's your future. That's your afterlife, son. You're gonna be living in the Celtic Isles. You're gonna go back to the time of the Druids.
Oh,
Have fun
God.
with that.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Right. And
Have fun
anyway.
worshiping your Lord and God Cernunnos.
Right. Wow, we sure took that to its logical extreme.
It's alright. Your future's
No.
going back to a time when the Castros didn't exist. Did that ever
Yay.
happen? The Castros ever not
Yay.
exist? Did they?
Oh wait, that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be very good because the regime before them wasn't that good either. So
Oh dear.
I'd be screwed either way.
Well, I'll point this out. Considering what Bach has done and everything like that, I think we all can safely say that the Central 46 are not the worst daggone people who could be in charge.
No, they're like a close third.
Well, to
Second,
be fair,
second being Omaida.
no,
Well.
God Almighty, he'd probably just eat the fucking Sabertooth.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, did I say that out loud?
He'd fall
Are
over
you
and
calling
crush
him
it.
No,
fat? Is
I'm
that
calling
what
him
you're
a
saying?
gob.
You could
you
call
saying
him the
he's a big-
Mr.
Oh.
Pig.
He's just
You
big
saying
and
that he's a
likes to eat food.
hippo? I mean, that's kind
He's
of
just half giants.
stereotypical. That's like
hybrid.
calling all of Major Armstrong's family daggone huge monstrous bodybuilders. I mean, technically they all are.
I mean, is
Well, all of
Olivia
Omaida's
Armstrong
family
not
are
a
except
monstrous
that little girl.
bodybuilder? Have I been reading the wrong manga all this time?
Okay. So they are, not counting the father, the mother, and the youngest daughter. You know, everybody else is.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
his other sisters are basically him with wigs on and no
Yeah.
mustaches. Like,
Yeah, I mean, everyone should be Major Armstrong with a wig and no mustache. Jesus.
oh,
All right, so moving on with the chapter. So
Sorry, can I say this? See what?
and what's it called? What's it called? The Brigadier General, his
oh
sister.
yeah, Brigade. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, is she not like incredibly muscular underneath her military garb?
No, I
Sure.
think I think
She's like Azumi.
she takes
She's
she makes up for it with her cold bitchy personality.
yeah. Son, what are you gonna say?
And yet she can still beat him.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on. Son, what are you gonna say?
Oh no, I was letting this finish.
You said you were gonna say something.
Oh yeah, no. I actually thought for a second, whenever before like Minas Silburn showed up, I was like, oh my god, is that going to be Eisen? Like he's going to be free from the chair? Because I thought for a second that he was going to pop up to the chair shit. And it was like, no, it's just a tower. That's so much more boring. A cool tower, but so much more boring.
Eisen free.
It
I
would've
well, like first he's got to somehow
no,
break
he's
free from the
not
godly
getting free from
chair.
it.
He's not getting free from the
The
strongest
chair is
character
a
in Bleach.
demigod. Like what the hell? You're not gonna break from that, right? I don't
If he
care
was
who
going
you
up there,
are.
it was because he rocketed up there with that chair.
Yeah.
Like that chair has like rocket propulsion.
No, here's what he did. So he made an organic jetpack out of his abdominal muscles and just flew up.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that's not a thing.
It isn't
People
Dr.
don't-
McNinja. Excuse me.
People don't do
Excuse
that.
you.
People don't do that.
Dr. McNinja, it happens. It's a thing.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't condone that.
I don't
Oh,
know.
you don't condone organic jetpacks? Kids don't try this
No.
at home. Sal doesn't.
No.
Or he could just be like Wario in Smash Brothers and do it with his farts.
The only jet
Yeah.
flying that I condone without use of some type of apparatus is Cannonball from the X-Men. Generate
Alright,
your
fine.
own thermal fours from the waist down. That I'm okay with. But
Oh,
yeah, turning your
okay.
abdominal muscle, yeah, that's some fist of the North Star type shit right there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't agree with none of that blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
Pressure point fighting that can make you blow up. Come on.
Yeah, pressure points. The pressure point that turns your muscles into jetpacks. I mean, come on. There's got to be one. I mean, if there's a pressure point that makes you speak the truth while he's hitting your back, like, there's got to be something for jetpacks. Anyway, moving on to Shunsui. So Shunsui, just to remind us that he is the leader of this ragtag group of misfits.
Shit, is he?
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe, but
I thought Urahara was the captain commander.
no, I always thought it was Sentaro, but
Well,
I'm
you
wrong.
saw him sitting there pretty much ordering Yorihara around. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, what the hell's
And then
going
you
on?
saw Yorihara like, we're in the right place. I don't know.
I don't know. It was different the last time I came here. They did some remodeling.
Like,
I
I swear, for like the past 20 chapters, even Urahara doesn't know what's going on.
yeah, like he's out of his league, as it were. I just want to note that
I think let's all remember Urahara was the key worshipper of the Soul King, so he's kind of like had his faith blown here, you know.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the linchpin of my life. What am I going to do?
And
What
I
the hell
love
is my
how
The linchpin of my
Sensui's
life.
like basically like, yeah, so it looks like, he might have probably killed the Soul King. Oh, well, that's okay, we just get another one.
Yeah, yeah. He was literally like, let's kill Bach and get a new Soul King. It's like the simplest thing ever. Oh,
I'm
you know.
like, wow, I
after
guess
that-
they picked
and
the
after
right
that, we-
man for
we-
the job.
Yeah, and after that we can all go to Gyro's for lunch.
We're
Yeah.
all going to
All day.
Denny's.
Yeah,
Shawarma.
all in a day's work. Yeah, shawarma, sure. That's a fucking weird word.
After this, we're all going to Sizzler. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
buying. I'm
Really?
buying.
Drinks,
If I'm
drinks,
not the new Soul King,
drinks on
because then I
me.
have no hands to buy with.
Drinks on me. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
no,
much.
seriously, Shunsui was hilarious in how he was like, okay, just calm down, calm your tits. This is easy. Just it's a 1-2 process. Kill Bach, get a new Soul King, go out for the burger with the president.
This is not. He's basically like, this is not complicated. I don't know what the hell are y'all crying about.
Yeah, honestly,
we could all just go down to Walmart and get a new one. It's that easy.
Yeah.
It's buy one get one free.
Yeah,
But you know what? But you
Go
know
to
what?
IKEA, assemble your own Soul King.
But you know what? The very fact that he, made the remark like that, it does kind of make me wonder if the Soul King is interchangeable like that.
I mean, I think
Is there some ritual or something that you would have to do to create one, or is there certain circumstances where one comes about in existence, from jump? Like,
See, that's why I thought
say eyes in the first step of making one?
Wait, Sal. I think I made this comparison like several podcasts ago, but I'm just gonna bring it up again. Like the whole Soul King thing reminds me of Atlas from Greek mythology. How he's like he's cursed to hold up. Yeah, and then how in the Percy Jackson books, like there is that I think it might be the third or fourth where they showed that
had to hold up the world.
Yeah, and then someone can take his place, and they said they were like and then for a bit Percy did it. And he was like, "Oh, my arms are killing me," but so it seems like in this case. I'm not so sure that it's as simple as taking the throne or whatever.
Does he
but
hold up the world or does he hold up the sky?
He holds up the sky.
He holds up the sky because Uranus is dead.
Yeah.
Or no, dead is the wrong word.
He's tired, sleeping.
Percy Jackson actually in Percy Jackson books they use an actual. They use an actual term that actually better describes it, even outside of Percy Jackson, but in mythology in general, in Greek mythology in general, it's not really dead because he's not a being that can die. It's like he kind of like discorporates, like he can't bring his consciousness together anymore. He just exists. He doesn't have a actual conscious existence, it just is type of thing.
So and because of that, disembodied on a mental level,
something like that. Because they just recently in the I think the last book, whatever, they recently did the same thing to Gaia, and obviously you can't kill her because she's the Earth. So if you did that, then there would be no
kill
Earth.
the Earth.
But the whole concept was that Uranus is gone, so that if something wasn't to hold him up, then he would just fall. So that's what the whole thing with Atlas came about.
Yeah, but so I think in this case it's not necessarily you can just sit in the seat and now you're the Soul King, have fun.
Once again, there's information, like I've been saying this for a while. There's a big picture that we're missing. There's information that we're missing, obviously, and
yeah.
I'm under the impression, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm under the impression. From what we know, the little bit that we do know, that there's something bigger going on here, and I don't even think, with what Bach has attained, that he has a full understanding of it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. His whole comment's I didn't expect to have this much power. He didn't probably even know the Soul King was that powerful before he absorbed them.
Yeah,
he's
jumping into something he doesn't. Yeah, I think he's jumping into something he really does not really comprehend. We get the basics, and I think anybody would understand the basics. But when your horror points out the fact that the Soul King is the linchpin of existence, his very existence. He's not lifting a finger. I don't think he's consciously. I don't know. I don't think, but I don't know as well that he's consciously doing anything to keep everything running. I think the insinuation was his existence, and the whole thing behind Eisen's plan was nobody's sitting on the throne. We need somebody who's a more active player, and your horror is it. The way he made it sound is kind of like it doesn't work that way. There has to have been a reason behind the fact that the Soul King was in the state that he was in.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be a reason for why the Shinigami stealed his power to that extent. So.
Yeah, something's, and you know how it is. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. In Bach's case, he was already corrupted. He was already insane. He was already
really.
Parasite.
Are you telling me he's the bad guy? I didn't notice.
Well, now you know.
I thought he was an anti-hero like Batman.
No.
Batman's an anti-hero?
He's not really an anti-hero. He's a dark hero. He's
I
not
will
an
instill fear
anti-hero.
in my enemies. He's
He
not an
wants to be a
anti-hero.
hero, so I mean, anti-heroes don't want to be heroes and they're assholes, and they just happen to
Well,
be heroes just because of the circumstances. Batman's intentionally saving people.
I don't mean like a classical anti-hero. I mean like the anti-hero that like started in like the '90s, like Rorschach, that kind of
Oh
thing.
no! He ain't nothing like Rorschach. Batman
No,
doesn't
no,
kill.
I'm not saying he's like him. I'm saying that
Batman doesn't kill.
Rorschach started the
He doesn't
trend
murder.
of
He
like
doesn't murder. He doesn't kill. Batman does something worse than killing and murdering. He changes your
he's this
entire life because
and
he cripples you and leaves you a quadriplegic.
he changes your life like by leaving you in
He
eternal
changes
pain.
your life for the worse by leaving you internal pain and making you quadriplegic that has to eat through a straw. What he
like,
does to you is
he's a
worse than death.
lifesaver. He's a lifesaver, isn't he? Shit, I had something to say about the Soul King. Because we're talking just now about like how Bach's in over his head, right? I was gonna say that like even regardless of the overall quality of the past like 10 or so chapters of Bach, like assimilating the Soul King and all that,
And
even
seemingly being in control.
seemingly, even like if you don't like,
With his eyeballs.
yeah,
Looking
even
at
if
you.
like if like, all the content has been like
Which
like
eyeball would you look at? Do you ever see when you meet someone's eye? Which eye would you look at?
look at the nose. That's the heart of their emotions.
The
But
nose? The
yeah,
slats? Oh god, I don't even
You
want to see
sure it's not the ass?
yeah.
Saying.
Look at that. Drop that. No.
Alright, hold on a wee second. If that stuff, black stuff's coming out of his eyes, what the fuck's going to be coming out of his nose? Because stuff that comes out of your eyes also comes out of your nose. That's why you always get a runny nose when you cry.
He has black blood now.
No.
He is. I was gonna say is
You know what
what I think about it now. The past 10 chapters, when Bach has been beginning this plan of assimilating the Soul King instead of just killing him, have been dropping quite a few hints about like, okay, maybe something is off here. Like this isn't gonna go exactly according to his plan because like this is more power than he expected. This is like more than anyone was expecting to happen, and also something's up with the Soul King to begin with. If like his power was sealed by the Shinigami, so
I would also point out
Yeah.
that from the look of it, the way that the Soul King, acted and so forth and so on, or didn't react, and the way that what Bach has taken on, I would also point out, in addition to my basic theory about the Soul King, that I think I brought this up before that for all intents and purposes, Soul King is essentially the god of Bleach.
yeah,
And
Mm-hmm.
gods in general are conceptual ideas. Like they don't really need a form so much as just existing. And for all we know, that body is just a vessel for
Well,
the Soul King.
yeah. Given that Bach could just like absorb it, and then it's like now I have the power. That does seem possible.
More seems like you just absorb the Soul King, and like I said previously, now he's inside you. You think you've won,
Hey.
but you don't really know what you're dealing with because he could probably just take over your body, as I said previously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So fucking Black Zetsu shit. God.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the eyes and stuff like that. Don't you find that odd that came out of the Soul King, the creatures and all that stuff?
Yeah, and now he just like has one eye, I think.
Well,
At
yeah,
the end
but
of the chapters to go by.
all the shadow and everything like that. I find
Yeah.
it to be
Yeah, darkness.
really.
Mm,
It kind of reminds me of who here has played Elder Scrolls?
I know of it. I have not played it.
Oblivion, Skyrim, all that stuff. Oh, y'all suck. Well, anyway,
Thanks.
they
I didn't get my own PlayStation for a while. Okay.
you have a lot to make up for because that game is awesome. Like the graphics, the story arc, the backstory, everything is awesome.
You guys need to stop telling me to make up on stuff because life is hard, man.
Life is not that hard. The daggone game is like what, $50? Like,
yeah, come on, son. Get
life
yourself
is
together.
hard.
I don't
Act
give
like
a
I'm
shit
asking you to daggone go to the moon.
Yeah, son.
Um,
Life isn't
No,
hard.
no,
It's
no.
one
Just
game
tell
like
everyone else to stop getting
$50.
fucking sick and leave me alone and let me
Yeah,
rest so I can play
yeah,
games.
son. Life
okay,
isn't
so
hard.
any
It's one game. It's $50. It's
and
okay.
so just to give you my point, in the Elder Scrolls there are beings called the Daedric Princes, and basically the Daedric Princes are, I guess for all intents and purposes, like gods there. But there's a difference. There's the Daedric Princes, and then there's the what they call the nine divines. The thing is, at one point in time before creation, um, the nine divines basically gave of themselves, pretty much poured all their power into creating the world.
Hmm.
Because of that, they can't enter the world. They only exist as concepts, and they can only work through the artifacts that they left behind. But other than that, they pretty much have no form. They don't talk to you or anything like that. Whereas the Daedric princes were greedy, and they said, "Hell no, we're not giving up any of our power to do any of that." So the Daedric princes actually have form. They own their own realms in Oblivion, which is basically an kind of like Soul Society, but each Daedric Prince has their own pocket universe, world where they rule, and their concept or their sphere of power, it reigns supreme, and each one manipulates lesser mortals in order to do their bidding. And in the game you'll find various cults that worship them, and then in the game you can get the artifacts that belong to them and use them as you see fit, and so forth and so on. But the thing about what's happening with Bach, the many-eyed soul king,
Hmm.
that kind of reminds me of one of the Daedric princes, which is Hermaeus Mora, who's the Daedric. Well, they called him the god of fate, knowledge, and memory, he's known as the knower of the unknown, the keeper of knowledge, the keeper of forbidden secrets, the prince of
Yeah,
fate, demon of
gotcha.
knowledge. Basically, his whole concept is about knowledge, so he has to know everything. So any information he has to get his hands on. Anybody who works for him pretty much is all about getting information and everything like that. And his form, the form that he's commonly seen is a mass of eyes and tentacles and stuff like that, like just kind of
Just
like Aaron Nero, but mostly a whole bunch of eyes and tentacles.
okay. So,
You're a robot, Angel.
so,
Yeah, you're
so,
still
Yeah.
roboting. What are you loading?
hold on.
Ultron, obviously.
Can you hear
I
me now?
know.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, what were
Yeah.
you doing?
I was saying that sounds like some Lovecraft shit.
Well, I mean that particular Daedric prince.
Yeah, well,
But
yeah. I doubt they're all like
Buck's
that.
turning into Cthulhu.
Oh
Hey.
God, so help me. I was.
that's a possibility.
Oh yeah, so he's gonna get like fucking like gross ass squid tentacles on his face. Really?
That's what the ladies like.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Chicks
really?
dig It's
Yep.
okay. I don't want to make a
Come on,
Japan
Knight.
joke, but
Yeah,
But
tentacle sex is number one thing in Japan, and like I said, the tentacle face is what ladies like. Son, tell them about how you enjoy tentacle face.
I don't like that.
one tentacle in each ear. That's what I thought.
One tentacle in each ear? No.
No, he just swallows your whole head, like
Oh.
tentacle face.
Oh, great. I was getting off. I was
thought
getting a
I was
bit.
supposed to swallow something.
Oh,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Bazinga.
Oh yeah,
Bazinga.
good save, son. I'm just
ow,
kidding.
ow.
Right.
Bow chicka
Anyway.
wow wow.
This is getting a bit off topic, but before I move on, because you mentioned that this basically a god who doesn't have like a real physical form because reasons. I'm reminded of this guy from Magic the Gathering who literally just appears as space, but like space on Earth with like a human form, and I feel what I just linked in chat.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, I guess what we're all, in agreement about here is that body that the Soul King was in might not mean anything, and that he's more of a conceptual being. I mean, Mimi Hagi was not an actual hand per se. We didn't get an appendage anywhere.
But
It was
actually,
like
I think he was a hand because
shadow.
that was what the last person offered up towards him.
Well,
So
yeah,
whenever
but
he goes into the next person, he'll be a pair of lungs.
well, my whole thing is like what I mean, regardless of what the form that it takes, hand or whatever, or it's supposed to represent the hand of the Soul King. It's a representative thing,
Mm.
and regardless of that, what we got, what we saw, was black, inky
Well,
shadow or whatever. Like, and then what we saw of the Soul King was black, inky. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. That is like there's just like a lot of
Robot.
mis- God,
Sorry. What are you loading?
I was looking up something because I wanted to use it, but
See,
like
I knew you were.
yes, no, I don't roll it for no reason. I can't just
porn.
make that voice.
He's looking up
Yeah,
porn.
yeah.
He's looking up
Yes.
tentacle stuff.
I'm gonna link Bleach hentai on the blog. That's I seen it
Still,
in
if you're
advance.
looking for the porn movie that I'm in, it's on dun 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 dun.
Xvideos.net.
No, sunxvideos.net. Sunxxxvideos.net.
Right.
I especially love her in Irish Feet. Wonderful.
Irish feet. Really?
Wonderful cinematography in that film.
My Irish feet river dance all up and down your spine, and sometimes on your penis too.
Right.
Filmed
Moving
and
on.
directed by Michael Bay. There's lots of explosions.
Her vagina explodes. Does the other guy's
No,
dick
no, no.
explode?
Maybe you have to
Does-
watch. You have
Does
to
the
watch.
guy's does the guy's dick explode? I almost hope it does.
I'm not telling you have to watch.
I
Don't you know what an
I
orgasm
wait.
is, Sil?
I
Don't you
know-
know that's
I-
what happens in
I
orgasm?
ain't gonna oh yeah your vagina
wait.
explodes literally like every time you orgasm you lose your partner loses their dick.
No, it explodes
Sure,
in
all
every
right,
form.
legit.
That's
And then
what
everything
Semi
looks
is.
like
yeah, sure.
And then everything looks like
Bullshit.
America for some reason.
America.
Like it's gonna be like
Yeah,
this is
and then a
Ireland.
flag
What's
comes.
with
and then
all the
American
American
flag comes out of your
flags?
vagina.
It's like
We've conquered this land.
Yeah, then,
every
like,
country in the
yeah,
world belongs to America.
Yeah, and America. Yeah, you conquered your
Yeah,
land,
that's
all
why
right.
prostitutes like they have so many
We
flags up
plowed
there.
this fertile soil.
This fertile.
Yeah, we plowed this fertile soil and planted our flag in it.
So that
When
sow
we're-
your seeds.
I mean, son, we're kind of
Yeah.
due. We're kind of due. We have yet to. We've taken on the Middle East. I think Ireland needs to go now.
We don't have no
It needs to
oil,
feel the
though.
dick of America. The giant military dick of America.
Yes, once we get done with the Middle East, oh, you're next.
You're just
Oh,
jealous
You're
of our
next.
popularity.
the Ireland the island of Ireland has been asking for it for a long time.
What did we do? We just bloody well just.
You
voted
sent all your immigrants over here.
Yeah. Honestly, we're sick of your
Excuse
shit.
me.
All you
Under-
Aren't you all
under some-
descended of immigrants? Okay.
Under that ridiculous excuse of potato famine, my ass. It was all a plot.
Well,
Y'all
all it
have
was when
potatoes.
all the
You just
potatoes
wanted to-
died, we went back to the source. We
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
go
them-
back to the source.
that's
I want
conspiracy.
to.
We
Them
all know you
potatoes-
took the potatoes on us. You took the
Yeah.
potatoes back.
Those potatoes didn't die.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
lies.
Famine can't melt potato beans. Shit. No.
Lying about, all our potatoes are dead. Let's come over here. Like, ain't no potatoes over here. What you come over here for?
Yeah, well, that's where we got the
The
potatoes.
potato is a lie.
That's where we got the potatoes in America.
And then all of a sudden, y'all got potatoes again.
Convenient.
Likely story.
Hmm.
Yeah, bullshit. We know that famine wipes out things forever. It can't just come back.
And all of
Honestly.
a sudden, y'all got potatoes
Ne- ne-
again, and everybody's living
Yeah,
good.
next you're gonna tell me Interstellar was was unrealistic somehow. Jesus, you're just ridiculous.
I haven't seen
Honestly.
that. Is it good?
I don't know. All I know is the premise involves blights that wipe out major crops or something.
Blights?
Anyway,
People?
blights, BLIGHT.
Well, what are they? Are they White
Like a-
Walkers?
No.
You don't know what a
Yes,
blight
we're gonna
is?
have White Walkers in space.
I
Yeah,
don't know
son,
what a
White
blight
Walkers
is.
in space. I mean, that's the logical. All right. Anyway, moving on back to the chapter. First of all, penis metaphor of the tower. I mean, I liked it. I actually like. It might be because I'm interested in architecture, but I thought it was really really well drawn and really like cool looking, as a lot of Kubo's buildings are. So that was just me. But what do you guys think about having like this tower that everyone has to ascend to fight Bach? Like,
It's gonna look like a video game. We must get up this tower, and then there's gonna be
yeah,
random people that like don't talk until they talk to them.
yeah. They're just gonna platform up the tower. God,
No, no,
dodge
it's
barrels
gonna
from
be like no, it's gonna be like a JRPG.
no, they're gonna dodge barrels from Donkey
They're just
Kong.
it's gonna be like Pokemon where they're just gonna be standing there waiting. Like I'm just gonna stand here waiting for some Shinigami to show up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dad,
Just
who's that in our
stand.
house? Don't talk to him. Don't look at him until he comes over to you.
Yeah, honestly, like that.
The key to beating them is standing behind them, so they can't see you or do anything.
Right.
Just-
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Just don't look their way and they won't see you. It's
And
like
walk in a linear line.
right. And also, and then the last two pages, Pashwal tells Bach that everyone's here at Bach's like, this tower is going to be the cornerstone in my world, the Vorwelt, which apparently means true world in German. So, yeah, I was so tired that I thought war meant war.
I love
Like, it was gonna be a war
how
world, like fucking Warhammer 40K.
the world where
What are you trying to say there?
I love how the world where he
Uh,
isn't running everything is
Sal.
the fake world.
I can hear him. Can you not? Sil? Has Sil died?
Probably.
Blah. No, what happened was you roboted and then it like took what you were saying and sped it up. May want to repeat yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, he didn't need to for our benefit, but go
I'm
ahead.
right here.
Yeah, everybody heard me, but basically what I'm saying, like,
well,
it's
if you want me to comment on it.
it's the true world for I mean I don't know, I'm trying to like reiterate Buck's insanity here because like
Yeah.
there's no real rhyme or reason behind what he's really doing. This whole entire arc, it's like it's one thing if it was like revenge or something like that, but we're not even really getting that. We're just getting that he's insane, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, now we create the true world." Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well,
And
let's
actually,
go.
you know
Remember,
that-
he's
you know that
like
reminded me of-
Asinine. He's like, I want to make my own ice tower.
The thing I love about it is that Hashwell
Yes.
just walked.
Oh
he
yes.
was like,
Bach is Elsa.
Master-
How
Master-
did you know, son?
Totally.
no. The thing I love about it is that Hashwell just showed up like, sir, the Shinigami are here, and Bach was just like, I'm gonna call it Vorvel, just like completely ignoring him.
Told you he crazy. The only logical explanation, he's trying to tell him something. He's like, "Yeah, I'm insane. I'm completely off the. If you thought I was crazy before, you're about to find out. I am completely off the reservation right now. Like all this power. Oh my God! I'm going to make a carousel, and it's going to be the floating. It's not going to be just a regular carousel. It's going to be like the floating castle from Dagon Steam Boy. It's just gonna all these ideas and plans I have. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
honestly, at this point, what I'm expecting is Hashwell being like, sir, the rest of the Sternritter are dead, and Bach just being like, does this outfit make my butt look big? Does this cape make me look fat?
Who the fuck didn't tell
It's
me I
like
had 16 eyes on my face?
Just like rambling on about nothing. Be like, sir, the Shinigami cut off all your arms.
Yeah, the carrots are
What
going to have a conspiracy against me. Or the penises, either one. I don't know. What happened? Sil has died. We are gathered here today to celebrate the life of our friend Sil.
Damn, that was fast. Like we were just talking to him and he's gone already.
He's got his
I'm
saddle.
back.
Oh my god, he's a ghost. He's a ghost.
We
Someone
were
burnt.
just
Hi.
giving your eulogy. What the
I was
hell?
playing the bagpipes and everything.
Oh my god, someone go get the
I'm
petrol.
back.
We need to burn his remains. He's a ghost. He's gonna get
Yeah,
vengeful.
thanks. No, I don't know what's going on. Like, literally all of you are roboting right now.
Yeah,
So,
well, Sil, do you
fucking,
know
I
why
don't
that
know.
means? Because the robots are taking over the world. That's
Or
why
maybe
they
you're just crazy.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
you're a
Understood.
robot.
Happening.
Yeah, yes. I was gonna ask,
Skynet. We're all
Future, do
members of
you have a
Skynet.
dedicated bot?
Robot bot?
Excuse me. Future, do you have a dedicated bot voice?
Wait, what?
Like,
Wait,
I know
wait,
you,
what?
I know you have a Jack do you have a Bach voice? Because I know you have a
Saddle
Jack
voice.
voice.
Or a Chad voice.
Do you have a voice
Oh,
for
yeah,
you,
I have a
Havok?
Chad voice. Oh god, I don't have a Bach voice at the moment. I do have a
I
I
Chad
know you have a
voice.
voice for Jack.
I intend to get his. He intends to
Could
get
you
steal
sing
Juju Man's
the
voice
chorus
box
of
and-
Let It
Wait. Okay, just slow down.
Can you
What's
sing,
going
can you sing
on?
the chorus of Let It Go as Bach, please?
As Bach, he doesn't have.
I don't. Okay, like, how should I sound then?
Could you sing the chorus of Let It Go as Bach?
Do we even know what Bach sounds like? He could have a French accent for all we know.
Eh?
Okay. Let me
This
try
fucking
this. Let me try
Skype
this.
is.
Oh god.
Skype, let it go.
I imagine Bach sounds like Ernest.
Oh, okay, now you're all okay.
Complete-
Skype's working again.
Yeah, Bach sounds like Ernest complete with all the multiple personalities.
No, I'm sure he sounds like Urkel.
Adam West.
Adam Wee.
Adam. He's William Shatner.
I bet you, do you know what it is? I bet
I
you Bach has
will
a
go
super
and
rehydrator.
destroy
Dehydrated.
all of
Let
the
it
Shinigami.
Shinigami.
Let it
And then I will take
go. Can't
over
hold me back
the Serite
anymore.
and Soul Society.
Can't
Spock.
hold Juju back anymore. Sorry.
Like, come on.
No, or maybe he just sounds like the guy from Parks and Rec.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, thankfully you're not all sped up and crackly anymore. So,
If you
Uh,
listen to the
Chad
podcast,
voice?
you will hear we're not. Sorry, say that again. Oh, yeah, do Chad's voice.
well, I know you're not like on your end, but on my end, Skype was being a little bitch. So,
So on everyone's end of the bitch.
no, it's on mine. So like, no, I'm not gonna talk to you because I couldn't hear you before, and that's kind of important. Anyway, that was chapter and summation, but there's something that I thought of today that I wanted to bring up for your guys' consideration. So, is all that? So I assume we're all.
Are you
on the
gonna
same...
Bruce Jenner yourself?
Yeah. Yes. I'm actually Rukia.
Remember, not always use heat protection on your hair.
I've known Rukia for all her life.
I'm thinking you're more like Giselle.
Yeah. No, I'm Charlotte. I am Charlotte Coolhorn.
You smell like semen all the time.
I knew it,
Because
it.
that's what people.
and I
smell
know
like.
that smell because reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
reasons, right?
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is, so
Like, I can smell ovaries all the time.
I assume we're all on the same page that like Ichigo's gonna be the one to beat Bach. It's not gonna be like Don Kananji or Hanataro, right?
Under the normal guise of protagonist, I would agree with you. I just really don't understand exactly how that would happen at this point. Like,
Right.
unless Ichigo has a sword of power from He-Man, I don't.
Yeah. No. Ichigo is He-Man. God. God,
I
Sally.
don't
But
know.
9 times. But I was reflecting on how like a few months ago, Bach was all like, "Ichigo, I guided your progress. I made you who you are today," like Aizen did. And I got to think about how Aizen did that back in Deicide to a lesser extent.
I bet you
But
know the chair's doing it for
A
them.
lesser extent, come on. Aizen basically said, "I'm the
Well,
one that
like-
gave birth to you."
yeah, no, but yeah,
Like-
but Bach said that. Plus, he was like, "I've been guiding you even though I wasn't conscious or alive."
I had sex with
Like,
myself and bore you into this world.
Yeah, and that's why you look nothing like
Cartman's
me.
mom. Like,
I'm your mom and your dad.
No, but what I was thinking about is
So Ichigo's
how
basically Cartman. Great.
how
Three guys
Aizen
ain't gonna home.
how because you know when Bach did it, he was like, "I did this so that you'd be strong enough to kill the Soul King." When Aizen did it, it wasn't. He didn't really give a real reason for why
So
he made him so
basically-
strong.
So basically, what you're saying is Bach created Ichigo so he can kill Bach.
Yeah,
Because Bach is
right.
now the Soul King. Congratulations, you killed yourself.
1,000-year suicide plan. Yeah, so
Bach just wanted to kill himself all along.
literally,
This is just the world's most complicated suicide plan.
Yeah, no, literally, he's the major from Helsing. He just wanted to die.
1,000 years ago, I planned my death.
So no,
Just
what
to
I'm
make it
saying is, what I meant to say was, what I meant to say was, so Aizen didn't really give a straight reason for why he made Ichigo so strong. Like, I think it was inferred that, oh, he just wanted an equal because he was so lonely. Bullshit.
Lonely at the top.
Bullshit. But I was wondering,
Bullshit. I know I call bullshit. His chair is a chair. It's not a bench.
right?
You don't need
Okay.
company.
What I was thinking is, so let's assume that Mayuri knew about Bach, because he also knew that Yamamoto didn't kill him. Let's say that Aizen knew as well, because he knew a lot of things. What if, after he learned that Ichigo was this special case because he was going to be the son of a Quincy that had a hollow inside of her and a Shinigami who was in a human body, that he'd be this special, unique being, and he's like, what if I mold this guy to defeat this other guy who's going to come back and be super strong and possibly possibly try to be a threat to me? Like, does that sound plausible at all, that he would make Ichigo his own weapon to defeat someone who could be a threat to him? Like, that's just, yeah, to defeat the one guy. Yeah, because, like, to defeat the one guy who could be a threat to not only, like, Soul Society, but also him. Because, because obviously he wouldn't do it for some altruistic purpose. Like, I just want to protect my loved ones. He has no loved ones. He's an asshole. He'd be like, I'll protect myself, so I'll make this guy who's way stronger than me to defeat this other guy.
Sounds convoluted enough to be an Aizen plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not saying that it's gonna get confirmed, but like it feels like something like if Ichigo and Aizen just happened to meet face to face because they're now in the same place again, he'd be like, "Oh, by the way, good job working on my plan." all according to Keikaku. I don't know, Sal. You're the one who usually refutes what all the bullshit say. What do you think?
I agree with you.
Shit. All right, the world's ending. Hide in your bunkers.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I'm
I
already
don't.
in my bunkers.
I'm
Yourselves
already
trying to rape
past-
Ireland.
I'm already past the Aizen type plans and stuff like that are so convoluted and ridiculous that they just can't possibly be real. I gave up on that. As you all know, I had an issue with that from the onset when I was responsible for everything. Like, really, it took you 110 years to do.
It's 1,000 years now, Sal.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about Aizen, but like 110 years for a daggone plan that was flawed from the very beginning because it was just so convoluted, it made no fucking sense. And then on top of that, like, I'm supposed to believe. I mean, it was just ridiculous. It was past planning. Like, he would literally have to have the ability to see into the future, in order for him, like Bach does, in order for him to have perpetuated the plan the way he said he did, because everybody would have had to have acted accordingly. And I just don't believe that. Like,
Yeah, no, you'd have men to
Aizen
go
has
before him.
Yeah.
not been a viable character for me since he left Soul Society. After that, it was just like I'm sitting in my chair, doing nothing, and then when he finally does come out, it's like, oh yeah, I planned everything, even things I couldn't possibly know or have planned, and
Now
I
I'm turning
implanted
into
this
butterfly.
Hogyoko in my chest, even though the one that I created could never work properly. And I wouldn't stoop so low to turn myself into a hollow, but I'm gonna turn myself into something like a hollow. like, it's
Yeah.
just it's as convoluted as Gene. Like, I'm gonna join forces with the worst enemy in the world, who's also my enemy secretly, so I can find out how to defeat him, and then when he's at his most powerful and unstoppable, I'm going to try to kill him. Like, come on.
I
Legit.
know,
Really?
it's like how long did he know that the
Let's
holding the
wait till you're
Shikai did
all
nothing?
powerful and invulnerable before I try to kill you. What type of shit is that? Like, come
Pretty
on,
much.
Kubo. You could. I'm sorry, Kubo, but Kubo could do a whole lot. I mean, look, I'm not expecting too much, but come on. Realistically, you could have written something better than that. I just don't understand where he was going with that. I just really just don't. And then this arc is essentially the same type of thing, and it's like just really, and per what you were saying, Zill, it's just a really convoluted type of way of going about it. Like, oh yeah, I my child in darkness and da 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 da. Like, okay,
My
so
child in dark.
you created him to
My
kill the
heart
Soul
of
King.
darkness.
You created him
Yeah.
to kill the Soul King, even though you know, all I mean, it's not like he intentionally killed the Soul King. All he did was grab a sword, and then I don't even know what that whole thing was for. That didn't even
Yeah,
make any
not to
sense.
mention
Yeah.
that in order for him to kill the Soul King, he would have needed, in order for Ichigo to be who Ichigo is today, it needed to happen that White attacked Misaki and Ishin got involved and all that jazz. And it's like,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then Urahara, kind of went, I'll link your powers to the hollow inside your son, or well, inside your
And
future
because
wife.
God knows that like Bach is probably couldn't kill the Soul King himself.
Like, I don't
All,
know, maybe
all,
he
all I
had
can do is
Cupid
stab
sitting
him.
around going, you're gonna fall in love with Misaki. Ooh.
Like why the hell couldn't Bach do it himself? What kind of lazy bullshit is that?
Yeah,
Like
it's also
he literally he could stab him, but he couldn't like cut him in half or some shit. Like come on, Jesus, it's just like oh I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah, I am Jesus. Yo soy Jesus. Just we Jesus. Watashi wa
Jesus.
Watashi wa Ayesu.
Ishmisha Jesus.
Also, something I thought of. So, remember the Quincy like legend thing about the sealed king? It was all like, oh, 900 years he'll regain his mind, 90 years he'll regain his heart, 9 years he'll regain his power, and 9 days he'll regain the world. Well, we know for a fact that that today, like the day in the Bleach universe, not like this actual real world day, the 9 days like officially ended, which is why his shrift activated, and now he's absorbed the Soul King and he's about to create his true world. So would that be what the chant was talking about? The Kaiser song was. Would you say that maybe reclaiming the world is him creating his own one?
Possibility. I mean, that's a typical folklore mythological story for evil. Something similar with the coming of the Antichrist and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
It's all been
Bacchus.
planned
Yeah,
out
so,
for the beginning. This is your
Yeah.
destiny.
In
yeah,
which case, the soul, like once again, in which case, if it's something similar to that, the Soul King knew.
probably.
So there's a probability there that, like I said, there's something that we're daggone missing, and maybe the creation of Ichigo, in the form that he came about, Hollow, Quincy, Shinigami, the trifecta of the big three.
Yep.
His role is somewhat essential and also tantamount to, I think, something that Shansui said to Ichigo's friends is that he's not coming back. Or he can't come back, rather.
Yep.
I seriously doubt Ichigo is going to become, a member of a division or anything like that. This might be one of those mangas where the main character saves the day but has to sacrifice in order to do so.
Yeah. Right.
Isn't he already? Didn't he sacrifice his powers originally against Aizen?
Well,
To
that
defeat
was
Aizen?
more of based on how that technique worked. It didn't end anything, and of course
and it
that
was like
technique didn't work anyway, and it wasn't his true Zanpakuto. So
Do you
Yeah,
think he was
that
going to end it in that arc?
what? You mean the series? No, I don't think so. Because he planned out the final arc after the end of the Soul Society arc, and if once he finished Deicide, he still had that to do. So I don't think he was planning to finish it there.
Alright,
Um, Actually, now that I think about it, when you mentioned him losing his powers, since those were his Quincy powers at the time, it was more of a temporary thing. Like Uryu, after he used the lead still, and then had his powers given back by his father, and so it wasn't gonna be like a permanent thing. Yeah. Anywho, that's about it, I think.
yeah, sorry, I'm tired. Sorry.
It's all right. So it was a decent enough chapter. I like the two or three pages of comedy, and of course the art. The art's always good. So
Yeah, Minas Silburn.
yeah, Minas Silburn, whatever the hell.
Well, it's
Uh,
Minas Tirith, but Silburn. Minas.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so yeah.
just for trivia point, Minas Tirith used to be known as Minas Anor, which was Tower of the Sun. But it changed. Its name was changed because it was probably the only real fortified, city and stuff like that in the area and all that other stuff. So.
Yep. Well, anywho,
Anywho's it's.
Yep. So shall we finish off here and then go to answers if Sun is awake enough to do them?
Sun better be awake enough to do
I am
them
awake.
because I'm ready to go and not distracted. So.
Well,
funny.
if Sun can't do them, I got questions ready. So
I got questions in a Mexican accent.
All right, so I guess we're going to end this. So carry it on, Zill.
Well, hold on. Are we leaving? Are we going?
Yeah, got to do the outro.
Oh, what? Do we have an outro now?
Well, you usually say goodbye and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
but
long, farewell. The Bleach Wiki says goodbye.
Oh God, we just sing that for the end of middle school. Don't remind me.
That's horrible.
Speaking of
that's child abuse.
Speaking of the end of school, I just graduated yesterday. Oh,
I'd like to stay and taste my first.
Yay! Now I can pay taxes and die for my country.
Hey, screw you! I like being adult. No, I don't.
You can't die for your country. You can't even move.
What country am I down for, though? That's the point. Well, apparently I'm down for Ireland because Sal's invading my country.
yeah, it's just gonna be the three of us swing up at your
there. I saw what you did there.
Right. Well.
Oh,
now you're getting brave.
Yeah.
I know, I'm scared. I'm sorry. Please don't. We have no oil over here. I know.
We have no walls. We have no walls in this house. We're too poor.
I have a wall. I have several.
You used to have a roof.
No, Ireland doesn't have any walls, which is interesting. I mean, what are you going to use to keep the Mexicans out?
How are you
You're
gonna
gonna
keep those dirty
Jack-
communist Chinese out of your country if you don't have walls?
No, yo, yo. Do you not know we share a border with Mexico still?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My geography's all screwed up, obviously.
Yes, the Mexicans and the Irish have been very close for a number of years now.
Yep, along with the Japanese, we're all big friends.
Oh yeah, the Japanese too. Yeah,
That's
Right,
all of them
well,
are. All of them have been very close ever because their countries are right next to each other, so yeah, it's
Oh,
kind of
God.
necessary.
Yeah. Sorry, right, I'm getting up. I promise I'm awake. I'm awake. There we go. Right, okay. But yeah, okay. Are we stand by? Are we? Yeah.
hmm
I need two fingers. Okay. Bye bye.
bye.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits. If you don't do your job, I'll shoot you. You get me?
We get you, sir!
Minas Tirith, City of Kings.